What's up, boy? Triple, quadruple. It's good. For real.
It all started with a single photograph that shook the world. Burna Boy cradled in Diddy's arms, a moment that once spoke of unity across continents. Back then, it was admiration in its purest form. Africa's fearless superstar connecting with America's legendary mogul. But everything changed. After Diddy's arrest and a wave of shocking lawsuits, that same image took on a darker shade. Fans no longer saw camaraderie, they saw suspicion. Every smile was dissected, every gesture questioned, every memory turned into a clue. In an instant, celebration morphed into scandal. Fame comes at a cost. Your memories stop being yours the moment the world starts reading into
I know a lot of people want to hear these stories and everything like that because this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of the stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as, what you call that? Just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff and he's in the exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he's going, I'm just looking at the places where he's picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still going to tease him. I'm still going to mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you can do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. So when he got I just waited at the counter. So when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah. So then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff. They're in the room. They busy. They don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. And he was like, yo, I don't care, man. I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body. before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed him and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Gene, that's my cousin. He know me well, and Puff was like, yo, Gene, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaking going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way, and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day, and they tried to, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room, and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do.
For years, Burna Boy had roared across Africa like an untamed lion, his voice blazing with defiance and refusing to kneel. Diddy, meanwhile, was hip-hop royalty, a mogul whose influence built empires and could just as easily crumble careers. When the two joined forces for Twice as Tall, it was a collision of legends, Lagos grit meeting New York power. The partnership delivered a Grammy, proof that magic happens when worlds collide. But with success comes scrutiny. How did Burna rise so fast? Why did he call Diddy brother with such intensity? Whispers began, hinting that their bond ran deeper than music. In an industry fueled by deals and hidden agendas, fans can't help but wonder, what truly changes hands when the cameras stop rolling?
I think certain actors, actress, they drink and smoke, and we know they love pink cocaine. You know they got weed all in the air. They dropping ecstasy pills. They dropping some other kind of sexual pill. Man, do you think he ain't got nobody on tape, bruh? So now, can y'all go get those tapes? If he was blackmailing Cassie, and Cassie's mother had to give him $20,000 for her tapes allegedly, you think he ain't bribing nobody else? Or people ain't worried about that they got to do business with him because they know what they did at the Diddy party? So those tapes was important. And the federal government, when they showed some of the stuff that was happening in there, you could see the jury cringing. So it was easy for them to come back with those charges for the sex offenses, or the prostitution for selling and promoting prostitution. It was easy for them to come back with that. Listen to him. Y'all heard the same thing that I heard. When they raided his house, y'all saw the same thing I saw. They took computers, tapes. You think wasn't nothing on those tapes, y'all? You think they didn't log those tapes? Why did they, hold up. Yo, I just caught a jewel. They used the tape that Cassie sent them, that Cassie had. They used the tape that Cassie had that they showed to the jurors. Why do you think they didn't use the tape that they got from Diddy house? Because that would have them had to log that in. It would have been public record. And at one given time, when it's a public...
Then the darker rumors emerged, the infamous tape, a whisper that began in private chats and comment threads, spreading like wildfire across the internet. Stories of improper dealings, exploited artists, and secret trades for stardom surfaced. Burna Boy stayed quiet, refusing to feed the fire with his response. But in the relentless court of social media, silence isn't innocence. It's a verdict left open. Truth no longer matters. People scroll until their assumptions are validated. And when lies travel faster than facts, even the blameless appear guilty through the lens of public judgment.
When they go? No, they just walk out to people who are being arrested. If you ever seen a person getting arrested and the people being arrested in those brothel houses, do they take out the stuff in the brothel houses? No, they don't. They take the individuals who are being arrested out the brothel houses. For them to take 1,000 bottles of baby oil, it's like that they did not leave one. They left people there, but they ain't leave not one bottle. Nobody needed no baby oil. So my whole thing about it is that there was something in that other than baby oil. That's why they took all the bottles. And 9 times out of 10, if I would give it a wild guess, it was, and like some of the people told me, it was probably that GHB.
What's that?
I think it's gamma hydrox. I looked it up, bro. Let me see. See if I can find it. I know this is just showing everything like that, but oh no. Let me. Yo, somebody tap dance or sing or do something, you know what I'm saying, while I'm doing this. Oh, here it go right here.
The chaos escalated when Nigerian artist Speed Darlington entered the fray, turning gossip into open conflict. He dropped a provocative track, Baby Oil, hinting that Burna Boy and others had sought Diddy's favors. At first, the internet laughed, but the laughter quickly curdled into fear. Speed's car was later ambushed in Lagos, riddled with bullets. A viral video showed his mother collapsing to her knees, pleading with Burna for mercy. What began as a diss track had spiraled into a brush with death. Whether Burna was involved became irrelevant. The rumor had already left its mark. This is how whispers grow. They start as jokes, but sometimes they end in blood on the streets.
We didn't have no weird shit like that going on around us. I wouldn't have known about no pills or no special oil in the baby oil and stuff like that, you know? People have been talking about that lately. See how people lately been talking about in the interview? How there was some, I think it was some horse, what they call it, the stuff that they put a horse and make them, some type of heart tranquilizer that's put in no baby oil bottles. Y'all think it was just baby oil, y'all? Are y'all that stupid? Do y'all know it was more shit in those bottles of oils? That was just a cover-up. Y'all don't realize that there was other stuff in those bottles that made people either go to sleep or get freaky or get horny or something in those bottles that's getting tested. It's not illegal to have baby oil in your house. Why the hell would the police take baby oil? What's illegal about some baby oil? Are y'all that stupid? It's shit that's mixed in that baby oil or in those baby oil bottles. That's how concerned, y'all. Come on, y'all. And these bodyguards keep talking about it. They better shut up. They better shut up. Y'all need to go in there and tell them, stop. But no, Jay Prince ain't had nothing. Jay Prince ain't had nothing to do with this shit. Jay Prince not a rat, y'all. I don't know. We talk about executives. Somebody asked me in the comment section what black executive it appears that don't do anything weird. The only person I could think of was Babyface. Maybe L.A. Reid. You haven't heard too much about him. And Babyface. You know, they might have, you know, some people will say they beat him out some money and stuff like that. But I don't think Jay Prince a snitch. I'm not one to do all of that of what Suge and maybe even Whack 100 have said about Jay Prince.
Behind the flashing headlines, Burna's world shrank. His lawyers worked silently, sending cease and desist letters and taking meticulous notes, while Burna unleashed his fury online, calling on God to punish anyone dragging his name into Diddy's storm. But every denial seemed to resonate louder than the rumor itself. Fans tore apart his lyrics, replayed old footage, and hunted for hidden messages in every gesture. Online sleuths turned art into evidence, and the line between truth and fiction blurred entirely. Once the internet seizes your story, your legacy is no longer yours to control.
Now see, the cocaine keep you up all night, but unfortunately it gives you limp noodle because of what the blood flow is. So you want to fuck with a half-hard dick all night. So that's why you had the Viagra to make sure that the dick involuntarily stays hard while you're numbing your fucking self with the coke. Now see, the ketamine, that's a horse tranquilizer. So that relaxes all your muscles. You could get fucked by 80 fucking ton gorillas. You wouldn't feel a thing. So now your dick is gonna stay hard. You numbed up and you high. You got the ketamine in you so you don't feel shit. And then you add the ecstasy to put in the feeling that you've now blocked out. And now you got a party.
Freak off cocktail.
Yeah. So now the Tootsie, they done skipped all the steps. They condensed it.
Wow.
So you got the cocaine in there, and then you got the ketamine in there, and they say that some of the dealers add the ecstasy in there. Now the Viagra, you still got to take that solo.
Mm.
But with the Tootsie, you got all of that. The gay cocktail.
Oh.
Off cocktail in the one thing. And the reason why it's pink is because they put the food coloring in it. They think, he think they got it from the Breaking Bad. You remember how they was making the meth, and they made it a special color. So they done that with the Tootsie.
Wow.
It's the food coloring.
You think that...
As if you need more. When did high not get high enough? Like, I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, to the point where you have to fly it across, like, I need that here tonight. Can you get that here? Like, no...
I need that here. You got 3 drugs. Powerful drugs. And food coloring.
Shit. Okay.
You are numb. You are wired. You pop that Viagra. You a f***ing machine. You can anything. You can a brick wall, wouldn't even feel it.
I'm sure there's footage of that.
Like real rap. Like that right there is like, that's like, you know, cut me open right now, man. I ain't even gonna bleed. Like it's wild. Like this Tootsie shit. Now I see how Young Miami can take all that pressure. She on the Tootsie. Mm. They be thinking these is over here like.
Then came the most unsettling leak yet. A screenshot of a supposed Diddy post, captured before deletion, read, "I helped you win that Grammy. You really thought you could do it without me." Real or fake, the timing was merciless. Suddenly, Burna's triumph was framed as borrowed, not earned. The same fans who once celebrated him now questioned his crown. Even his older lyrics took on a new, eerie weight, especially the line, "If them one of you for Nash, make you no lie down." What once felt like cultural slang now seemed like a confession hidden in plain sight. When the past refuses to stay buried, every song can turn into prophecy.
Next.
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
And then got ran into and then I got thrown in a hospital by my insane husband who's working for you to make his mama proud.
So wait, Jag, I'm just curious because with Diddy...
You mean?
With Diddy settling within 24 hours, which has never been heard of, 30 million, or the lawsuit was 30, undisclosed amount. But
he knew for 30 days that shit was fitting to happen.
Within 24 hours.
He could have paid that 30 million before.
Yeah, why? Let that hit the fan. Did he?
Because he's Diddy.
He called a bluff?
Because, yeah.
People, he should have enough money to
he
check.
Put the boots to that girl. She's supposed to be a good bitch. No matter who she with. All the time he putting the groom in her. Of course he thought it was still gonna work. He thinks he's God.
Right.